What's up, y'all? It's Fina from Nailzonailz, and if you are new, please hit that subscribe button and that little bell. And if you're coming back, what's up? You already know what it is. Alright, so in this video, I'm just doing a simple cute nude set with 2 accent flame nails, fingers type thing going on. And really and truly, I didn't really show much. It's just how I do my sets from beginning to end. Except the prep part, I did that off camera. And in this video, if you continue to watch, I will actually show you guys how I file, and I will explain the process. And if you want to see that, you can just continue to watch. But really, I think I'm gonna have another detailed video on how I really file. But for now, this is what I came up with because this is what I had time for at the moment. Alright guys, so over here I'm just placing the flames on, and I really did struggle with it. It's because I placed it on with acrylic, and the thing with acrylic when you're doing these type of things, I feel like you have to like time it properly. You really do have to time it properly. Like you have to place the stickers on at the right time, at that moment where the acrylic's about to dry but it's not completely dry, in order for it to like stay down. And I had a problem with that top part staying down, so I had to like kind of add another piece of acrylic. If I didn't do that, if I filed into it, I would have filed that piece out. So it's either I did what I did, or what I could have done was built my acrylic a lot higher than the actual sticker, so that way when I did file, it wouldn't have been cut out. But eventually I think when I did file, like I did cut out, like I did drill into a bit of the bottom piece, but that's okay. It really wasn't noticeable. The only thing is you have to be really careful with that, because like after a while sometimes the acrylic could start lifting in the inside part, like where that sticker piece is sticking out. So like make sure if you're doing that, if you can with your top coat, try to build a nice layer over it if you can. Alright, for this nail, I decided to use the Mia Secret gel resin in the color clear, and to stick the sticker on instead of the acrylic, and honestly it worked a lot better for me. I didn't have no issue. So honestly, at the end of the day, just use whatever works best for you. over here I'm just removing bulk with the zebra coarse sanding band, and I'm literally just running it over the nail and removing any bulk that I do not need, like any acrylic that I don't need. And then also I'm running it at the bottom of the nails to like remove, because sometimes when you're doing your acrylic you still have that clear piece on the side parts. I'm taking that part out too, and then I will sometimes run it at the tip, underneath the tip of the nail, to like give it a better shape there too. Sometimes like if you're working with acrylic and you're patting your brush at the tip, it will flatten it out instead of giving it that kind of C or like oval type, half oval, half circle look. Alright, so over here I'm using my hand file to sharpen the edges and the tip of the nail. And so how I'm doing is I'm holding the actual nail itself. Like, you need literally all sides of the nail to touch the hand file. If you're not doing that, your nail's gonna come out round or like just out of shape. So what I mean by that is like literally the length of your nail needs to be on the file in order to get it straight. Like literally, like all parts of the nail need to be touching, like the sides of the nail need to be touching the file in order to get it straight. And then from there, whatever shape you're looking for, you will like kind of tilt your brush, and that way, if you get what I'm trying to say. It's really hard to explain this over like voiceover. Like, I need to like actually stand behind somebody and like show them how to do it. So if, like, for example, if you're doing stiletto, you will take the whole length of the nail, place it onto the file, and then angle your brush at a, what is that, like a 45-degree angle, I guess? I don't know. And file in that angle along the nail. Like, you don't want to have just the tip of the nail touching the file and then you have the whole the bottom part of the nail not touching it. Like, it's gonna come out, what that's gonna do is gonna give you a really, like, around the actual nail part, it's gonna look very round, and then it's gonna come pointy. That's not cute. You want it all to look one, like, you know what I mean? Same goes for coffin. Like, you want it from nail to tip all touching the file, and then hold it in that angle. And for square, same thing, from nail to tip, you want it touching the file and holding at a 90-degree angle. And then, yeah, pretty much. I don't really know how to explain that, really. And then sometimes what I would do, honestly, like, if you see me over here, I'm kind of putting the file underneath the nail, And that's because I'm trying to clean up the bottom of the nail. I'm not really shaping it. I'm cleaning up the bottom of the nail and then over here. And then I'm filing right over top, and that's just to smooth it out, give it a better shape. Alright, so over here I'm getting the tip of the nails really straight. So what I'm doing, I just kind of flip my client's nail over, so like I'm seeing, like I have their view as my view, and I'm literally just holding the file as straight as possible along the nails, and I'm filing. That's all I'm doing. Over here it doesn't look like it, but that's because of the angle of my the camera, but I really am holding it at a 90-degree angle, and I'm just filing it straight. You're gonna see once I flip the nail over, you're gonna see how straight the nails are, really. But once again, really, I'm gonna make a more detailed video on how I file. It's really simple. Like, a lot of people make it seem so hard to do, but it's actually the most easiest thing ever. I think it's probably the most easiest part of doing nails, really. Like, I feel like personally, even if you did not lay that acrylic down properly, if you know how to file, you could finesse your way. Alright, so over here I'm just using a fine or medium carbide bit. I don't remember which one I'm using, and it's not a safety tip. And basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a flushed look with the acrylic. No, with the acrylic with the drill. So I'm just running it across the base of the nail, and I'm just creating that flush look, and then making sure the acrylic is not touching the nail to avoid any type of lifting. And that's honestly, I feel like this is a step you need to take in order to avoid lifting. And speaking of lifting, I'm actually gonna have a whole video dedicated to that, because I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, in the beginning of my career, that was an issue. Like, I didn't know what the problem was, but it got to the point where, like, I'm talking about, I would do somebody's nails and 2 days later all 10 of their fingers were gone, because, like, I didn't know what the problem was. It's just like, you think you got prepped down, or if you do got prepped down, you don't know what it is. And there's so many factors to it, and I've learned a lot of them, and I've kind of like, and I'm grateful for that, and knowing that I'm self-taught and nobody really told me anything. So I just want to help a lot of you beginners out there, or even just techs who are still having problems with that. So that's why I want you guys to really click that little bell, because I don't have a scheduled schedule for like my YouTube videos. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna drop them, because like I schedule when I record them, but I don't schedule when I'm gonna drop them, because like editing takes so much time. Even though my editing is not the best, that this video still took me a lot of time to do. And I just want you guys to be updated about everything I'm posting, because hopefully this helps all of you guys. Right, so, and the drill bit I'm using here right now, I believe it's the carbide. No, it's not the carbide, it's the I forget the name. It's the one from Atwoods Industries, and I'm using it as a buffer, because I just stopped investing in buffers ever since I started using this bit. And Tabitha Scott put me on, so I'm like, bro, let me put all y'all on too. This is like amazing. Like, you could use this on the natural now. You could use this to I use it for buffing, because it honestly, it works the same way, to be honest with you. Maybe just a little bit, like, it doesn't make the nail completely soft, but I feel like it works well for, like, especially if you're gonna do nail art afterwards, so that the gel polish can stick onto it nice, and it helps so that way your top coat can stick very well onto the nail. This is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment down below.